What if I told you that a generation of women is being praised for suffering in silence? Many have been taught that being virtuous means enduring disrespect without speaking, tolerating emotional abuse to keep a relationship, shrinking their dreams to appear humble, or sacrificing their identity to be accepted. Society applauds women who overgive, overforgive, overwork, and overstay, even when it destroys them internally. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Not every sacrifice is virtue. Not every silence is wisdom. Not every form of endurance is strength. Sometimes what the world calls virtue is actually fear, conditioning, manipulation, or emotional imprisonment disguised as morality. True virtue was never designed to erase a woman. It was meant to strengthen her character, sharpen her wisdom, and protect her dignity. This is where the confusion begins. Because for centuries, women have been sold distorted definitions of virtue, definitions that benefit controlling systems, toxic relationships, and unhealthy cultural expectations. More than the women themselves, it is time to expose the lies. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today we shall be looking at the ideal virtuous woman, exposing the lies disguised as truth. But before we delve into that, please kindly subscribe to this channel. Also, tap on the notification bell so you get informed whenever we post a new video. Thank you. First point to look at. What really is virtue? Virtue is moral excellence expressed through wisdom, integrity, discipline, courage, compassion, humility, self-respect, and truth. So virtue is not weakness. Virtue is not silence under oppression. Virtue is not self-destruction for the sake of public approval. Aristotle, one of history's most influential philosophers, described virtue as the balance between extremes, the ability to act rightly. Virtue was never passive helplessness. It required strength, reason, and self-mastery. In many spiritual traditions, virtue is connected to character: honesty, patience, kindness, self-control, courage, faithfulness, justice, and wisdom. Notice something important: none of these requires a woman to become invisible. So let's look at the dangerous lies sold to women. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do that now. Also, tap on the notification bell so you get informed whenever we drop a new video. Thank you. About virtue over the past centuries. Lie number 1, a virtuous woman never says no. Many women have been conditioned to believe that refusal is rebellion, so they say yes. Yes to emotional exhaustion, yes to toxic relationships, yes to exploitation, yes to being available for everyone, and yes to carrying burdens that destroy their peace. They confuse people-pleasing with goodness. But boundaries are not wickedness. A woman who says, "Do not speak to me disrespectfully, I deserve honesty, I will not tolerate abuse, I need rest when I am tired," is not becoming difficult. She is setting boundaries and practicing self-respect. Consider this case, for example. A woman remains in a relationship where her partner constantly humiliates her publicly. Friends tell her, a good woman is patient. Years later, her confidence is shattered, her mental health damaged, and her identity erased. That was not virtue, that was prolonged emotional harm. Normalized by culture. True virtue includes wisdom, and wisdom recognizes danger. Lie number 2, virtuous women must suffer quietly. This lie has trapped countless women in depression. Many were taught: never complain, never express anger, never challenge injustice, never speak up, and never defend yourself. But silence is not always maturity. Sometimes silence protects abusers. There is a difference between peace and suppression. Let's consider this case. A woman is constantly overwhelmed at work and at home. She cooks, cleans, cares for children, supports everyone emotionally, and still apologizes for being tired. When she finally breaks down emotionally, people say, "You have changed." But no, she just became exhausted from carrying impossible expectations alone. Virtue does not require emotional self-erasure. Even historical and spiritual figures known for wisdom confronted injustice openly. Courage is also a virtue. Lie number 3, humility means thinking less of yourself. This is one of the most destructive misconceptions taught to women. Real humility is not self-hatred. Humility means having accurate self-awareness, neither arrogance nor self-rejection. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do that now. Also, tap on the notification bell so you get informed whenever we drop a new video. Thank you. A woman can be intelligent and humble, successful and humble, beautiful and humble, confident and humble, ambitious and humble. Society often celebrates confident men while criticizing confident women. Women are often labeled as too proud, too loud, or too difficult. This double standard has silenced many women from fully becoming who they were created to be. For example, a talented woman she minimizes her achievements because she fears being disliked. She refuses promotions, hides her intelligence in conversations, and avoids leadership opportunities. Meanwhile, less capable people advance confidently. Her silence is mistaken for virtue, but internally she feels resentment, frustration, and regret. Humility was never meant to bury gifts. Lie number 4, virtue means enduring toxic relationships forever. One of the most harmful messages sold to women is that loyalty means staying no matter the cost. But loyalty without wisdom becomes self-destruction. There is a difference between commitment and captivity, forgiveness and enabling, patience and tolerating abuse. A relationship cannot survive healthily where manipulation is constant. Respect is absent, accountability does not exist, and emotional violence is normalized. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do that now. Also, tap on the notification bell so you get informed whenever we drop a new video. Thank you. And this is the reality many women face. A woman continues enduring betrayal because society tells her a real woman keeps her home together. Meanwhile, her spirit slowly collapses. Virtue should never require accepting continuous destruction. Even psychologists warn that chronic emotional abuse damages self-worth, increases anxiety, depression, trauma responses, and long-term emotional instability. Virtue should never require accepting continuous destruction. Even psychologists warn that chronic emotional abuse damages self-worth, increases anxiety, depression, trauma responses, and long-term emotional instability. Lie number 5. Good women must always be agreeable. This lie trains women to fear conflict so deeply that they lose authenticity. Virtuous women are often portrayed as endlessly soft, endlessly accommodating, endlessly available. But disagreement is not disrespect. A woman can be kind and still firm, gentle and still assertive, passionate and still discerning. The healthiest women learn when to speak, when to walk away, when to forgive, when to confront, when to protect themselves. That balance is wisdom. Now, let's look at what true virtue looks like. True virtue produces wholeness, not destruction. A virtuous woman has compassion without becoming naive, loves others without abandoning herself, forgives wisely without tolerating repeated harm, serves without becoming enslaved, remains humble without shrinking her identity, carries strength with grace, speaks truth with wisdom, protects her peace without guilt. Virtue is not weakness pretending to be holiness. True virtue requires discernment, emotional intelligence, self-control, courage, boundaries, integrity, wisdom. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do that now. Also, tap on the notification bell so you get informed whenever we drop a new video. Thank you. Accountability. Now, let's briefly look at why these lies continue. These distorted ideas persist because broken systems benefit when women doubt themselves, remain silent, fear confrontation, avoid leadership, tolerate mistreatment, prioritize approval over truth. A woman disconnected from her value becomes easier to manipulate. That is why reclaiming the true meaning of virtue is powerful. When women understand healthy virtue, they stop apologizing for boundaries, they stop romanticizing suffering, they stop confusing silence with peace, they stop calling emotional exhaustion strength. Here are some supporting perspectives from psychology and philosophy. Modern psychology emphasizes the importance of healthy boundaries, emotional regulation, self-worth, assertive communication, and trauma awareness. Research consistently shows that chronic suppression of emotions can contribute to anxiety, depression, burnout, and emotional dysregulation. In philosophy, Aristotle viewed virtue as balanced excellence, not self-neglect. Courage, for example, exists between cowardice and recklessness. And from social observation, we see that across cultures, women are often socially rewarded for self-sacrifice more than self-preservation. This creates pressure to tolerate unhealthy situations under the label of being good. In conclusion, the world has taught many women to confuse suffering with virtue, but a broken spirit is not proof of goodness. A woman does not become virtuous by disappearing. She does not become holy by tolerating abuse. She does not become noble by abandoning herself for acceptance. True virtue does not chain a woman. It strengthens her. It teaches her to love wisely, speak truth courageously, give without losing yourself, and walk away from what destroys your peace. The most dangerous lie ever sold to women is this: destroy yourself to prove your goodness. But real virtue? Never ask a woman to become smaller so others can remain comfortable. Real virtue builds character without erasing identity. It produces wisdom without fear, strength without cruelty, compassion without self-betrayal. And perhaps the greatest act of virtue today is this: a woman finally learning that protecting her dignity is not rebellion, it is wisdom. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Also, like, share, and drop your comments on our videos. We love and deeply appreciate your support. Thanks and bye for now.